You know that old story about the tortoise and the hare? Russia tried to play the tortoise, slow, steady, and confident that time would hand it victory in Ukraine. But this time, the tortoise didn't just lose the race, its shell got cracked wide open. In a stunning move, Ukraine unleashed a brand-new assault tactic that tore straight through Russian lines in the Zaporizhia region. The result? A 3.5-kilometer breakthrough that left Moscow scrambling for answers. Reports from United 24 media on October 12th say Ukraine's specially trained assault forces did exactly what they were built to do: push back hard. Their pressure shattered Russian defenses so completely that Ukraine's troops were able to take back a village, Shpaki. That's where the Ukrainian 24th Separate Assault Battalion, called IDAR, joined forces with the 33rd Separate Assault Regiment. Together, they crushed the Russian units and raised the blue and yellow flag once again over the village, a moment proudly shared in a short video online. Their post celebrated not just the victory, but their teamwork, calling each other pobratimi, or brothers in arms. It's proof that Ukraine's success isn't about brute force, but about coordination, unity, and an unbreakable spirit. Russia often fights in messy, uncoordinated waves. Ukraine, on the other hand, is proving that organized chaos, built on trust and precision, can rewrite the story of war itself. Turns out Russia wasn't liberating Feva at all. It was lying. The few Russian troops who actually made it there were wiped out by Ukraine within minutes. That fake flag raising? Just another propaganda stunt. Ukraine, meanwhile, doesn't have to pretend. It raises its flag only when it truly takes the ground back. Fresh proof of Ukraine's latest win came from Colonel Valentin Manko, who leads Ukraine's assault forces. In a Facebook video, he confirmed that the attack on Shpaki was a success, and dropped another surprise. Ukraine also cleared the nearby village of Shpaki and even managed to partially free Stepova, turning October 12th into one of Ukraine's most successful days on the Zaporizhia front. According to Euromaidan Press, Ukraine's troops didn't just push forward. They surged 3.5 kilometers deep along a 5-kilometer stretch of the front line. That's more than 2 miles of reclaimed land in just one major strike. For Russia, already struggling after a disappointing summer offensive, it was a painful blow. CNN noted earlier this month that Russia's pace had slowed dramatically, capturing only about 259 square kilometers in all of September, nearly half of what it took in August. For Putin, every meter of land is now precious, a symbol to sell the illusion that Russia is still winning. But Ukraine's latest counterattack just tore holes in that story. Now, what do you think? How much longer can Russia keep up this illusion of progress? And could Ukraine's new tactics finally turn the tide in Zaporizhia?
Every time Russia loses ground to Ukraine's counterattacks, that image of unstoppable power starts to crumble. And the fight for Shpaki just drove that point home. Ukraine can take ground just as fiercely as Russia ever did. With this new assault strategy, Putin's problems may only be beginning. According to reports, Russia only reached the outskirts of Shpaki and nearby villages back in March 2025, after pushing about 4 kilometers deep from Piatyhatki across a 10-kilometer stretch of the front line. But Ukraine hit back hard, reclaiming much of that territory, including Shpaki itself, before Russia launched yet another counterattack in July to grab it back. So what happened on October 12th wasn't just another operation. It was the final punctuation mark, the end of months of back-and-forth fighting that started way back in March. And this time, Ukraine, came out on top. Sure, reclaiming a few villages might sound small on paper, but zoom out and you'll see a bigger picture forming. Ukraine is on the offensive again. Bit by bit, it's pushing Russian troops backward, from Zaporizhia to Donetsk, and even in places like Dobropilya, where the fight for control continues to shift in Ukraine's favor. What do you think? Is this steady pushback showing that Ukraine's new tactics are finally paying off? And could these small wins be the sparks that light up something much bigger across the front? Just 2 days before that major breakthrough, on October 10th, United 24 Media shared an update that turned heads. Ukraine's commander-in-chief, Oleksandr Syrsky, had been out visiting troops on the front lines, and he didn't mince words. The counteroffensive is fully underway right now across several regions. In Dobropilya, Ukraine's forces have already clawed back nearly 180 square kilometers. That's about 70 square miles of liberated ground. In Donetsk, the numbers are even higher, roughly 213 square kilometers, or 82 square miles, retaken from Russian control. So what happened in Maleshbaki wasn't a one-time success. It's part of a much bigger wave.
So what do you think? Can Ukraine keep this momentum rolling through the winter? And if these new assault units keep outperforming expectations, what does that mean for Russia's long-term strategy? By September, even the Moscow Times had noticed something changing on the battlefield. The outlet reported that Russia was shifting tactics, using small sabotage groups to slip behind enemy lines instead of relying on large, head-on attacks. Ukraine's commander-in-chief, Oleksandr Syrsky, explained it clearly. Since summer began, the enemy has changed its methods. Their main goal is to sneak deep into our territory, pull back, regroup, and strike again, hitting our supply routes and troop movements to throw us off balance. According to Militarny, some of these Russian teams are shockingly small, just 4 to 6 soldiers. Their mission isn't to smash through defenses, but to quietly creep through them and claim small bits of land. On paper, that can make Russia's progress look impressive. A patch here, a village there, numbers that seem to add up. But Ukraine's latest counterattacks are showing the cracks in that plan. Tiny infiltration units can't dig in or build real defenses. They lack armor, heavy weapons, and support. The holes they make in the front lines are narrow and short-lived. Ukraine quickly seals them off, cutting those soldiers off from supplies or reinforcements. When that happens, Russia's gains vanish just as fast as they appeared. To crush this new tactic, Ukraine built something entirely new, a special branch of assault troops made for rapid, high-intensity strikes. These aren't your average soldiers. As Syrsky explains, the air assault troops are elite infantry. They can attack, defend, and raid. But the new assault units are our rapid response force. They move where it's toughest, skip fixed defense lines, and are built to break through the enemy's first wall of defense. So, can Russia's small sabotage squads really stand up to Ukraine's growing assault forces? And how much longer can Moscow rely on quick raids instead of holding real ground? Former U.S. soldier and federal agent Brian Iselin has been studying Ukraine's new assault strategy closely, and he says it's changing the game. According to him, Ukraine has built a mobile reserve that can move freely across the country, ready to strike wherever Russia's defenses look weakest.
If you've made it this far into the video, it means you're enjoying what we do here at Euro Bulletin. Take a second to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss more updates and insights from Europe and its partners. Let's dive in more into the subject.
Iselin explains that multiple Ukrainian outlets have described a clear pattern behind every operation. Small assault teams, heavy night missions, flanking attacks instead of head-on charges, and a quick handoff to heavier units once they've cracked open the front. It's fast, precise, and relentless. If that sounds familiar, it should. Russia's been trying something similar. The difference? Ukraine's version actually works. While Russia's infiltration teams often get trapped and cut off, Ukraine's forces push through, hold the ground, and lock it down. Why? Because they've got the backup. The armor, artillery, and coordination that Russia's depleted army can no longer rely on. As United 24 Media pointed out, Russia's burned through most of its heavy equipment. Those big reinforcements it keeps promising? They're not coming.
Meanwhile, Ukraine's assault units have the muscle they need and the teamwork to make each win last. Every operation is carefully planned. These groups aren't just roaming aimlessly. They hit specific zones where a breakthrough is possible, then sync with other battalions to make sure every liberated village stays free. Just like the 24th Separate Assault Battalion said in its own Facebook post, this is all about coordination. One strike at a time, one flag at a time. So what do you think? Is Ukraine's fast, flexible strategy the model for modern warfare? And if Russia's armor and coordination keep fading, how much longer can its front lines really hold? Backing up Ukraine's new assault strategy is something equally important, a complete overhaul of how its soldiers are trained. In an October 10th report, the Kyiv Post revealed that Ukraine's military training has changed dramatically because the battlefield itself has changed. The biggest reason? Drones. They've become the most dangerous weapon in the war, turning open assaults into suicide missions. Instead of charging headlong into fire, infantry units now spend more time in fortified trenches, moving carefully and strategically. And this isn't just Ukraine's problem. Both sides are adapting. As Army Technology reports, drones now account for nearly 80% of all casualties in the war. With that level of threat from the sky, those massive Soviet-style assaults that Russia once relied on simply don't work anymore. There are too many eyes in the air, and too many explosions waiting to happen. Ukraine faces the same reality. Russia's been flooding the front with fiber optic.
That's why Ukraine has reinvented its infantry training from the ground up. Gone are the old Soviet drills and aging weapons. Now, troops are training with modern Western-style gear, more precise, more reliable, and designed to fit the fast, mobile warfare Ukraine is mastering. One Ukrainian soldier, who goes by the call sign Chasik, summed it up perfectly when speaking to the Kyiv Post. The guys have reached a higher level, both on the range and in combat. They've become more, how to put it, effective. Without training, battle would be almost impossible. And that effectiveness isn't just about skill, it's about coordination. Every better trained soldier means every unit moves more in sync, hits harder, and survives longer. So what do you think? Will this new generation of highly trained soldiers reshape how wars are fought in the drone age? And can better training and technology keep giving Ukraine the upper hand as winter approaches? Ukraine's new training methods go hand in hand with its evolving battlefield tactics. Instead of relying on big formations, infantry units now train in small, fast-moving groups. These soldiers fire from multiple distances, hit their targets, then quickly retreat to safer ground. A drill tailor-made for Ukraine's new assault forces. The goal? Speed and accuracy. These compact teams move in, strike Russian positions, and pull back, paving the way for Ukraine's heavier units to roll in and reclaim the land. It's warfare built on rhythm. Attack, retreat, retreat, until the enemy collapses under pressure. But these tactics aren't just for offense. Ukraine's adapting them for defense too. A soldier known by the call sign Shambhala told the Kyiv Post that every drill now focuses on survival, not just for individuals, but for the entire group. A small group can cause more damage than an entire company, he said. Our training is based on what we call the lone soldier in the field. One person moving smart, using camouflage, understanding his weapon, and reading the enemy. He can strike, withdraw, strike again. That's how we hold back larger forces with just a handful of troops. It's another example of how Ukraine keeps outsmarting Russia at every turn, turning flexibility and intelligence into powerful tools. The same training that keeps Ukraine's defenses alive is now fueling its success in counterattacks, from Dobropilya to Mali. According to the Kyiv Independent on October 12th, Russia has cut the plant off from Ukraine's national power grid, not through a careful disconnection, but by literally blowing up a power line on September 23rd. It's a move that could have serious consequences for both the region's power supply and its safety. Since the attack, the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant has been running on backup diesel generators, a last resort measure that's as risky as it sounds. Ukraine's foreign minister, Dmytro Kuleba, warned in a post on X that this isn't just a technical issue, it's a deliberate and dangerous move by Russia. According to Kuleba, Moscow appears to be trying to link the plant to its own power grid,
effectively stealing a major piece of Ukraine's energy infrastructure. He called it what it is, an attempted theft of a peaceful Ukrainian nuclear facility. Kuleba explained that Russia's state nuclear agency, Rosatom, is acting without authorization, violating international nuclear safety protocols and breaking Ukrainian law. Worse still, these reckless moves raise the risk of a serious nuclear incident. Meanwhile, Russia is trying to shift the blame, claiming the power issues are caused by technical problems or even Ukraine itself. But the truth, as Kuleba points out, couldn't be clearer. Russia attacked and seized a civilian nuclear plant, filled it with troops and weapons, mined its perimeter, and is now tampering with systems it doesn't have the right or expertise to control. Kuleba's message to the world was blunt. To end this dangerous blackout, Russia must stop the shelling and allow the power lines to be repaired. It can do this at any time. He urged the international community to call out Russia and Rosatom's actions as illegal, unacceptable, and critically dangerous, and press the IAEA to step in and force Russia to halt all unauthorized work and return the plant to its rightful owner, Ukraine. So what do you think? Will the world finally step in to stop Russia's nuclear gamble? And how close are we really to a crisis that could threaten far more than the battlefield itself?